Sean McVay gets the Gatorade bath.
So this is a play call, man.
Really?
It's awful.
Man. You know what's crazy? The hair is just constantly sexy.
I appreciate that.
At the 5-yard line, Broncos under center, no huddle.
See, this is a good one to start with right here. You went back in time, man.
Yeah, what you think? You think we fooling around here?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so we got condensed formation.
Yeah.
You got Robert Woods down underneath. You got, looks like a cover 3, keeping everything in front of them. You recognize that you have play action going, fast flow to the left, coming back to give your quarterback an opportunity, stand straight up and let his eyes go to the play side, but really the play side is down here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. This was big, man. They were in a fire zone right here and kind of playing like a 2-shell, quarters coverage behind it. And this is an unbelievable job by Jared and Robert.
This time play action from his own end zone. He winds up and deals down the middle. At the 50, it's hauled in, Robert Woods.
No, sir.
He's behind everybody. Touchdown. 94 yards.
We needed this one, man. You know, we had been kind of slowed up, and this kind of opened up the floodgates. You know, we were deep in our own territory. But if you watch right here from the wide, Jonathan Joseph's such a stud. But watch the little trigger right here.
He gives him outside,
gives him
outside
trigger,
leverage.
and it gives the indicator. Ball's hit 45 yards in the split. I mean, that is just. And look at his arm. I mean, this ball has been let go right now, and you look at it. You know, the nickel ended up playing the inside quarters here, and the way they were playing this fire zone. And Jared knew exactly what the intent was. And I mean, this is a perfect throw and catch. This is on the all-time cuts right here for our sail combination, or 9-7-3, as you probably called it with Coach Henning. Huh? Come on now. That's universal. I better know that one.
He's behind everybody. 10-5, touchdown, Robert Woods.
I noticed you do a really good job of rhythm football. Where has this started?
Yeah.
And why did you hone in on this particular offense? Because when you first coming up, there was run and gun, old West Coast. How did you choose this one and you knew this is going to be the offense that helps me win the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, I think, similar to your journey, there's a lot of people that you get exposed to. And I really learned the foundation of what I know about this game from John Gruden and Jay Gruden. You know, getting a chance to go to Tampa in my first year in coaching, you get exposed to a lot of different types of football, good detail, good precision, understand the game from an all-22 perspective. Then you get a chance to go to Washington and learn under Mike and Kyle. Commitment to a philosophy, packaging plays, things that start out looking the same that end up being different, but they are still foundationally rooted in the West Coast. And so, been a lot of evolution, but we've got a lot of good players that bring this shit to life too.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
10-10 our score with 4 minutes remaining in the half.
This one was, I got to give Shane Waldron credit. So Shane Waldron came up with this. He goes back to his New England days with the trick play, running a jet sweep reverse flea flicker right here. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
It's a give, and now it's an end around. A toss back for a flea flicker. And Goff throws right side at midfield. It's Cooper Kupp with a block. Splits you down the right sideline. He will take it in. Touchdown, LA. An end around, reverse, toss back, flea flicker for a 6.
Where do you go to design plays like this?
Corner was in good position right here. He ends up falling at London. I was like, oh man, that didn't look that way in practice.
It sure did.
Great effort by Higgs. This kind of opened this game up too. 10-10, this was a huge play.
To my guy.
That's right. Cooper Kupp, man, doing his thing.
Yeah.
He went for like 220 in this game. It was awesome.
Cooper! Unbelievable game, buddy. Nice job, man.
A lot of times coaches say, this is my system. We draft where we pick up a player. If that player does not fit my system, how do you look at your system and player and combine them to have a winning formula that everybody wins?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think you want to have a commitment to a philosophy. What are some of the philosophical and foundational principles that you want to operate with offensively? But most importantly, all right, are there players and what do they do to be able to accentuate their strengths? And so we have different things that we can activate, and sometimes we'll lean in more to different things based on who we have. For example, when we first got here, Todd Gurley was one of the best ever press and cut runners. We really leaned into the zone. He did an unbelievable job. We had Whitworth at the play side tackle. We had John Sullivan and Roger Saffold on some of these single combinations, and we were able to attack the open side bubble that.
And then getting up to the second level.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And then you say flash forward a few years. Well, Kyron Williams, he can do that, but he's excellent being able to have his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. You lean into more of the duo. What are some of the things that come off of that? And then you look at these receivers, what's been really beneficial that we've had, you'd get your face dirty too, but we had guys that can really allow us to be in 11 personnel, but we're really running 12, 21, even 13 types of plays.
But just with receivers.
That's exactly right. It's ever evolving, and I know this, just when you think you got something that you can hang on to, this league will humble you real quickly, so you better adjust and adapt.
Into Ravens territory. Rams finding it on offense for the first time in this half.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot.
They're in cover two-man it looks like. Marlon does a good job of pressing. Then Cooper comes over in the motion. He slides out, but he plays 2 for 1. So he puts the receivers in a pickle. Puka is still a young kid at this time, so he's just running what coach is telling him. He's running, but he's also running like, I've seen this run too, because I've done it. Is this the right play?
Yeah.
So he kind of, about right here, he realizes, I'm running the right play, but I'm getting over too fast.
Stafford off play action, steps up, floats one, Nacua, diving grab! Puka Nacua, another highlight play!
What's cool about this is, you've got a 3-level throw right here. You notice that Nacua doesn't have his gloves on. He had dropped the previous target that he had. This is where it is kind of in that trail too deep. And that's a cloud that could easily fall off where he's sinking. And you can see the trust that Matthew had in Puka, and then Puka makes him right. This was a big play that got us in scoring position that we had to have right there.
That's just courage in the pocket, great location, and a great finish by Puka Nacua.
With Puka going into year 3, what do you expect out of him now? He's the guy. He doesn't have Cooper Kupp here anymore. Devontae's here, but no one's really holding his hand. He's the guy.
I want him to just continue to be himself, and what's cool is you hear the rapport that he and Tay have, where Devontae's so willing to share. Man, he's got this swagger and this confidence that's been earned. Without Cooper being here, are there some things that, he'll get an opportunity to be able to lead alongside Tay in his own way? Absolutely, but I think this, leadership is best received from teammates when you're still being yourself.
Yes, sir.
I don't want him to have to be anybody other than Puka. He doesn't need to try to do it like Cooper. Tay will be Tay. Tutu Atwell is going to step into he's going to have a big year for us. You and I have talked about how much we love what he's capable of doing, and we've still got number 9 at the switch. And I'm excited about these guys, and I'm excited about Puka just being himself, but continuing to mature and take the steps that are necessary to be that dog that we know he's capable of being.
Goff under center immediately.
This one's cool. We're selling a little 7 cut, and then he leans it back to the post versus man coverage. This is great protection right here, and if you see it from this angle, if you just let it play out right here, you can really see it's a good job. He leans on Skandrick, puts his foot in the ground in front of the post safety. It's a great job being able to make this catch.
Play action again with tempo to get up to the line, cranking it up downfield. He wants Woods, who has to come back and die for it. Regains his footing, and it's going to be 1st and goal Rams. What a route by Woods.
Another good play action play. Plays that start off looking the same that are different. This was a fun night on Monday night.
That was like 100 points.
There was a lot of points.
That was a game that was supposed to be in Mexico.
It was.
And it was
Shakira concert, man. The field got messed up.
That is correct. Yes.
This is like golden era heavyweights standing in the center of the ring, hammering each other with haymaker after haymaker. The young offensive genius against Andy Reid.
This was back in the 18 season. This feels like an eternity ago.
It does.
This is when I still had hair in the back of my head.
Now you need 15 to 20, Maurice. Very doable with 28 seconds.
No question. And again, you can get down there and make a play.
Stafford bounces, deals, deep down the right side. He's got Kupp running down the hash marks. He reels it in at the 15. Cooper Kupp has the catch, tackled at the 12.
So this one right here is they ended up bringing a zero blitz. We actually missed the protection pickup with the slot. Back should be important, but Cooper being able to run versus zero coverage with Winfield. I mean, this was unbelievable. It was a stopped clock. He had gotten out of bounds on a little sail concept when they went two-man. And then, Coach Bowles does a great job of being able to heat you up in some of these 2-minute situations. And for Matthew to see this, especially because Sue won quickly inside, to keep his eyes down the middle of the field and to be able to throw this ball with this kind of trajectory and Cooper to have the presence to run underneath it, these guys were unbelievable. What they did in terms of the plays that they made in crunch time situations, Matthew and Cooper were, it was some special type of stuff.
Kick on its way. It is through. It is good. Los Angeles will host the NFC Championship game next Sunday at SoFi Stadium.
Guys are exhausted out there. You can tell. You can see it by their body language. This is what you lift all those weights for a drive like this.
2nd down 7.
How about this one for you, though? So this is a shit play call, man.
Really?
It's awful. You want to run a high-low into a safety dropping right into the area that we're trying to attack? But when you have Matthew Stafford in good protection, he's going to expand Von Bell dropping into this window. Still have a feel for a really good backer as the backside hook player.
Stafford caught on the run. Kupp, who else? To the 24-yard line he goes.
This is called overcoming coaching here, Steve.
Yeah.
If you told me I'm getting 3 buzz, that is not a play call that I like, but it ended up being the explosive that kind of triggered us. Bro. To do this, what was cool is I saw Mahomes a couple weeks after this, and even he was like, man, to do that in that moment, in that scenario, was pretty special. Look at when he lets this go. To be able to tie the hook player down, to set for width, to be able to get him to jump that while still having a feel for the backside hook player, it's
remarkable.
Remarkable is right. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. They've got Von Bell lurking right in the middle of the field, right where that route was being run, and it didn't matter.
So how do you prepare for a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
With so much film without being predictable on what you do in the only game that counts?
Yeah, I think the first thing is you go back to that 18 season, where we got a chance in the 18 Super Bowl. That was a humbling deal. You got 2 weeks of preparation. I overdid it. Don't be tweaking things last second. I overdid the prep, and it caught up to us, and it was a mistake on my part for the first Super Bowl against the Patriots. And, no excuses. They outcoached us. Really, me. I did a poor job, and some of the preparation mistakes, you say, all right, how do I make sure I don't make the same mistake twice?
What was some of those things that you experienced that humbled you and that forced you to adapt?
Well, you scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. There was a lot of things that the Bears did earlier in that season to slow us down that the Patriots were able to replicate. That forced you to kind of, acknowledge, all right, what are some of the different things based on the landscape of the league and how things evolve, but some of the same principles and foundational things are consistent, with the fundamentals, guys winning one-on-ones. And so, these 8 years have been a blessing, a lot of learning, but a lot of good lessons to be able to apply, especially some of the hard ones.
Sean McVay gets the Gatorade bath after 5 seasons. The Rams were built to win the Super Bowl, and they have sealed the deal.